Hello and welcome to Talking Music, where every song is a story. This is the channel where we get behind the story of a song. My name's Paul, and over the next few minutes we'll be featuring this song from the Steve Miller Band, The Joker. Now, this song is a great example of how something can go down really well in America, but ignored in the UK. And then, many years later, is given a bit of a fillip and it becomes a chart topper in the country that ignored it almost 20 years earlier. Well, they say timing is everything. Steve Miller wrote the song in 1973 and lent on musical inspirations for some of the lyrics. He obtained the lyric lovey-dovey from the 1954 song Lovey-Dovey by the Clovers, and the enigmatic pompatus of love line from another 1950s song, The Letter by the Medallions, an LA group who sang about puppetutes, which in the song sounded like pompatus. It would seem that Steve misheard the lyric and thought they were singing pompatus, which over the years has come to be known as a synonym for grandeur and splendour. The first four letters give away the meaning, but back then the word had no meaning at all, as it didn't exist until Steve made it up.
I had finished the record. I did it in about 15 days, and The Joker was just a song I had written that I liked, and I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, and I turned it into the record company, and one of the kids in the room said, well, I think that Joker's a really good tune. And I said, listen, I'm just starting a 60-city tour. Just have the records in the towns where I'm playing. That'll be enough, And we left, went to Florida, and 60 cities later we got back, and it was all number one all over the place. I finally had a hit record, a real one,
right.
So it was a big breakthrough.
That was the one.
Yeah, that started it off, yeah.
That started it all, and you came up with the phrase pompatus of love.
Well, that was an old doo-wop song, and it was like, come closer, darling, and I want to speak to you about the pompatus of love.
Yeah.
Except I think it was a different term, and I had misunderstood it, so I made up the word pompatus.
Wow.
And the funny thing about that was, for years after that, I would get letters from people going, Steve, what does the pompatus of love mean?
Yeah.
And I had no answer.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Was
it's
something.
just a song.
Yeah.
The rest of the lyrics reference Steve himself within the framework of other songs he had written. Some People Call Me the Space Cowboy is a reference to Space Cowboy, his 1969 song. Some Call Me the Gangster of Love, referencing another of his songs, Gangster of Love. Some People Call Me Maurice, this time the 1972 song, Enter Maurice. It's as if Steve is introducing himself through the song and telling the listener all about himself. The line Midnight Toker is a marijuana reference, as in toke. Many users of the drug related to this song because of this lyric. And could this be the reason why the song didn't take off in the UK in 1973 when it was released? Because of its marijuana associations? Steve got the idea for the song while sitting on a car trunk at a party in Novato in San Francisco, playing acoustic guitar under the stars around midnight, making up the lyrics about himself, his words just goofing around. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker, and the song was born. The band produced the song themselves. In their words, nobody was going to push them around. And Steve put the lead guitar into what was called a wah-wah pedal to make the sound slide, which along with the lyrics is a standout proposition of the song. The Steve Miller Band had significant success, especially in the States through the 1970s and into the early 80s. Take the Money and Run, Jet Airliner, Rockin' Me and Abracadabra, but this was their biggest and the song which musically the band is most identified with. You think of a Steve Miller song, that's the one you think of. Its tempo is easy, and knowing other Steve Miller songs, you expect the song to sort of catch a light at some point, but it doesn't. But when it doesn't, it's still not disappointing. Let's check out the charts. First America. Billboard chart, beginning of 1974, it went to number 1, 12th of January. It took 13 weeks to reach number 1, so a slow and steady rise up the chart. And it was to slip down to number 2 the following week, so just the 1 week at the top. It turned gold though, 1 million record sales in the States, went on to be the 40th bestseller of the year for 1974 in America. In the UK, it didn't chart. It was released at the same time as it was in America. It got radio play in the UK from Radio 1, the dominant national radio station at the time. But inexplicable, really, that it didn't take off. And to compound the issue, the song, though, did make number 1 in the UK some 16 years later. Look at this chart. 15th of September 1990, the UK top 5, and there's the Steve Miller Band at number 1, The Joker. In at 14, then the following week up to number 6, then number 1 for 2 weeks, went on to be the 24th bestseller of 1990. So why the gap of 16 years? Well, it was because of the power of marketing. The Joker was used by a Levi Jeans commercial in the UK on television, where a guy rides up to an office block and his girl puts on a pair of 501s and gets on the back of his bike and they ride away. It must have been love. That advert was played maybe 4-5 times nightly on British television, and it persuaded the record company to reissue the song as they saw an easy buck in the making. And they were absolutely right. Other tidbits: the lead guitar being put through a wah-wah pedal earned Steve number 16 on the Guitar World's 2015 list of greatest wah-wah solos of all time. And Steve won a lawsuit against the rap group the Ghetto Boys when they used the Joker without his permission in 1990, but he let Shaggy use the Joker's bass line in the year 2000 for his hit Angel. Steve never thought the Joker would hit the way it did. He hoped, of course, but wasn't counting his chickens. He liked the song, he called it lazy and sexy, and was on a 60-city tour of America when the song was issued, and DJs started playing it on the radio. By the time his tour was over, the Joker was at number 1 in America, and Steve was thrilled when he got back to San Francisco to hear 4 different radio stations playing it at the same time. Great for him, great for the band. Maybe not so good for listener choice, though. That's the Steve Miller Band and The Joker. And that's it for another Talking Music, where every song has a story. Do subscribe to the channel. There's many more songs we've got featured. Songs through the decades, from the 50s right the way through to the present day. So click on the subscribe button and enjoy more videos. And if you do, I'll catch you in another video. So till then, I wish you well. Bye-bye.